Have you ever looked at a new K-pop group and thought, why do they all kind of look the same? There's this weird moment. Wait, hold on a minute. I've seen this face before. And especially when they style them in almost the same kind of way, like copy and paste. K-pop didn't just randomly become like this. There's a whole culture behind it about how visuals evolved. And we've gone from organic, natural beauty to a hyper-calibrated way, post-human standard, designed for a 4K digital consumption. Hello everyone, I'm Christina and here I talk about different K-pop topics, so if you're interested, subscribe. Today we're diving into the architecture of beauty, why individuality is disappearing and why the human idol is basically becoming a digital asset. So let's go all the way back to the 90s. In this first generation, the visual position was basically created to fill a marketing position, to capture attention on a small TV and in those few minutes of a music video, and the whole vibe was totally different. It was very much traditional Korean aesthetic, emphasizing soft, round features and a clean image. Back then, Eugene was the original visual. Her beauty felt organic and attainable, mirroring the classic stars in Korean cinema at the time. The marketing during that period was largely domestic and focused on print-on media and television variety shows, where the visuals role was basically the face of a group that represented the group's aesthetic. Later, in the second generation, there was the centralization of the center position, a role that combined visual dominance with brand leadership. This era was the expansion of K-pop in Japan and China, so it required a more clean and polished aesthetic. And in that time, Yoona of Girls' Generation became the definitive center of this period. Her appointment as the center by SM Entertainment was a calculated move. She had the standard beauty of that time that appealed advertisers, leading to a proliferation of contracts that funded the group's activities. During this time, the V-line shaped face, a slim, sharp jawline, emerged as a dominant cultural obsession, fueled by the popularity of idols like Yoona and Suzy of Miss A. This was the first period where the plastic surgery began to move to specific standards to meet the increasing resolution of cameras. In the third generation, things get even more serious and intense because of YouTube and Instagram and the overall social media evolution. The archetypes of beauty were Irene from Red Velvet, Jisoo from Blackpink, and Cha In-woo from Astro. In this generation, you didn't have to just be pretty, you had to be a face genius level, meaning your face is so symmetrical that it could withstand a 4K digital close-up from every single angle and be perfect. So the visual standard moved to the hyper-perfection standard. The fourth generation introduced a radical shift in the marketing, the integration of technology directly into the idol's physical identity, and this era saw a rise of performance visual where the idol's look was optimized for a high-speed, complex choreography and digital storytelling. And here it's where the whole AI aesthetic was moved to the idols themselves, and groups like aespa blurred the line between human and technology, especially because members like Karina and Winter were selected for AI visuals, extreme facial smallness and feline eyes that mimic the CGI renders, and that slight sense of unease when something looks too perfect in Gen 4 became a purposeful aesthetic choice to appeal to the new Gen Z. In the fourth generation, the center role became more fluid but not less important. The center is now responsible for getting the group together on stage stage and selling the increasingly complex lore or worldview that accompanies modern debuts. For example, the visual of Karina is not just about her beauty, it's about her ability to represent the cyber-inspired look that keeps the audience engaged with the concept of a group. Gen 5, the great duality. The fifth generation is all about how the visual is marketed. On one side, there is a calculated natural look, like the hype's NewJeans aesthetic, and on the other side, there is the complete virtualization of idols with AI groups like MEOVV. NewJeans represents a strategic counter-revolution against the noisy and hyper-saturated look from the fourth generation. Their marketing emphasizes the whole natural next-door kind of vibe, minimal makeup, long straight hair, and Y2K-inspired retro style, and this whole aesthetic was designed to feel refreshing and relatable to the general public, moving away from the whole girl crush concept or metaverse tropes. However, this naturalness is a product of a meticulous production and branding. The NewJeans image is a total package where the music, the choreography, and visuals are all unified by a single production camp. Their visuals are not natural, at least not 100%, but are made to look natural within a digital framework and using nostalgia as a primary marketing tool. Also, quick pause, 97% of you watching aren't subscribed, so if you're enjoying this video, please subscribe and like this video, it really helps a lot. So why does everyone look the same? It's not a coincidence, it's the industrialization of beauty, because the turnover rate for K-pop generations is getting faster. It went from 10 years to 4 years between generations, and companies rely on proven visual templates to ensure they don't lose any money. And also, clinics now are using AI tools, facial analysis, to create a perfectly balanced face. And here's the idol package for the fifth generation: Bambi eyes. It's achieved through epicantoplasty and lateral cantoplasty to enlarge the eye, maintaining a youthful and alert appearance. Then there's the trend of jelly lips, with the use of fillers to enlarge them and to make a symmetrical pout, and it's a key beauty standard now in K-beauty. Then there's a refined rhinoplasty that focuses on slender bridges and a refined tip of the nose for a three-dimensional balance. And there's the extreme one, the V-line contouring, where they shave down the bone to have a more sharp elf-like look, and it's a look very appealing and prevalent in groups like aespa and IVE. So this shift toward the natural results leads to a homogeneous look, because every clinic has basically the same beauty standards and uses the same AI analysis to have the same perfect proportions, and the faces of the new debuting idols are converging toward that hypersymmetrical standard. Beyond surgery, the K-pop face is further rendered through real-time editing software. Music videos and live performances now use portrait enhancers and face retouch tools in real time, and through different apps like WinKit that allows editors to redefine the beauty standard by reshaping bodies and smoothing skin texture, whitewashing to a impossible normal extent. So there's a big oversaturation of beauty, and beautiful faces aren't that surprising anymore, because everyone tends to look perfect and has the same makeup and styling. So why they keep doing this? Because it's the era of TikToks and short form content where the face has to grab attention in those first seconds in order to make someone click. And these hyper symmetrical visuals are also a strategic choice in K-pop to expand it globally and drive towards surgical tourism in Korea as well. So the journey of K-pop visuals can suggest that we are now witnessing the end of the human-like idol entity and the beginning of the idol only as a marketing asset based purely on aesthetics. And as we go on into the sixth generation, the idols will still be surgically and digitally engineered to meet these beauty standards. So the visual center is no longer a person, it's an algorithm of beauty designed for a global audience. So the same face syndrome, it's not a failure, but it's the ultimate perfection achievement. So yeah, K-pop visuals didn't just change out of nowhere. They evolved like this to reach perfection, and I believe that when some idols have little tweaks here and there, there's nothing wrong with that, but the beauty industry will still continue to change, and in a few years we might see other faces with new standards, and it will never change because there's always a new trend, a new face, and new beauty standards. In fact, I believe the more and more perfect faces we see, the more we crave more humanized faces with little flaws, and you can have a great visual, but most importantly is the stage presence and their talent. Fans don't buy albums only for the visual, but they buy them for the idols themselves, for their personalities, and for the connection they feel towards these artists. So what matters more is the authenticity and their real personalities, and that's the human part of K-pop that technology can't replace. Do you think the industry is becoming more and more obsessed with beauty and too much on visuals lately? Let me know in the comments down below your opinions. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!